Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today's an exciting day for me because we finally got around to getting down to Pop's and Arbuckle greenhouse down in Scottsburg, and we picked up all of our mum plugs. On my Facebook memories for last year, the memory of us picking them up and getting them planted popped up almost a week ago, so I was a little stressed thinking that we were behind this year. However, last year, or from 2021, I believe, yes, 2 years ago, we were just now getting them planted that year as well, so we're not that far behind. And here you kind of have my setup. I'm extremely lucky this year because it's a very cool, I think like 69, 70 degrees today, which is kind of unheard of for the middle of June for here in Indiana. Normally when I'm getting these planted, it's 85 degrees, sun's directly overhead, and I end up looking like a lobster when it's all said and done. And it was actually a little bit chilly enough this morning that I thought I was going to end up doing all my work in the greenhouse. But as soon as we got them home and I started getting stuff ready, I realized, okay, no, it's going to heat me up a little bit more in there than it would out here. And we have a nice breeze. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with the sound too much. But I have my workstation set up. The red and black bucket, if you watched the video that I did, it seems like it was forever ago, about cleaning out the mum pots from last year, the ones that we didn't sell. This is the leftover soil, potting soil and mix that we used. So of course we're going to be using that again this year. We don't like to waste anything here on Mama Bear's Homestead and More. And once that's done, we've got about half a pallet of potting soil in there. I'm hoping that blending the two together will kind of stretch both of them out a little bit more. Not sure. We may end up not having enough potting soil, and then we'll deal with that when we come to it. But last year we grew about 500 mums, and this year we're only doing 325. With everything else that we have going on, it made more sense to pull back a little bit this year. But we still have several different colors. We've got pink, yellow, vanilla, which is kind of a creamy white. We have a Chelsea coral, Beverly gold, Magnus violet, Padre white, a different gold, a bronze, a red, an orange. And they are so awesome down there at the greenhouse because they gave us a bunch of the plant tags this year. This is the first year I think that they've had extra to be able to send with our mums. And the last 2 years it's been kind of a nightmare keeping the different types of colors separated. And what I'll do this year, I'm going to use the plant tags obviously, but I'll just keep a note of these 25 are white, purple, red, and whatnot. As you can see, we do need to clean up the mum pad a little bit. Dirk is off running, picking up a few different things, and when he gets home, he's gonna have to really get over here on the filtration, fertilized system. I think he's replacing this one with one that's in the greenhouse right now because we don't need it yet. And then he's got to do a little bit of work on the watering system here. But hopefully y'all get to see him work on some of that when he gets back. But that's the initial setup. It's nice and cool out here. And we're just gonna get right into it. I have my table on a big slant here, so hopefully y'all don't go toppling off. But my process is really simple. I don't know what that is in the potting soil. But just get potting soil mix. I have in the past added rabbit poop to the pots as I plant them. It's a fantastic fertilizer. It's not hot at all. You can use rabbit poop to fertilize just about anything. But we are going to be pretty heavy on fertilizing this year, I believe. We've been pretty lax about it in the past, and I think this year we're wanting to get a better variety of larger mums. I know a lot of people that have purchased from us in the past have liked the smaller ones. You can fit them in a lot of different places, so we might try to do some that are on the smaller side. But overall, I think we're just going to amp up our fertilize game whenever we water and see if that doesn't help us get the bigger bodied mums that we're after. And I just do one tray at a time. Like I said, they're very efficient down there. So the first half of this is going to be the Arluno pink variety, and then the back half is the Arluno purple. And Miss Kim is marked halfway across so I don't get them mixed up. But when you pop it out, that's what it looks like. And they've trimmed these quite a bit. They raise these from when they're really little. And I just kind of break up the roots a little bit. That one's not too bad. I'm sure we'll come across several that are pretty root bound or getting there. They want to get in. And last year I tried to measure to get it directly in the center of the pot, and turns out I don't have much patience when it comes to that. It's a lot of times just eyeballing it, and that's what it's going to be this year. What a lot of people don't realize is that if you've not raised mums from this age, it's a lot of babying until they get big enough to really start shading out weeds. You gotta go through, you gotta trim your weeds, and then if the mums start putting on blooms too early, you either wanna nip that off, which is what we've done in the past. Last year, the greenhouse gave us a good tip though, that whenever the blooms would start popping on too early, they would just ramp up the fertilize so that it gives the leaves a chance to grow faster than the bulb. So the bulb won't actually open, and then you're gonna get bigger, bushier mums. And that's what we're gonna try this year and see how it works. It's gonna be kind of weird because the last few years I've been used to going through and, clipping the bulbs as they come on way too early. It'll be at the beginning of probably August that we really start letting them put on their bulbs and start to open up towards the end of August for sale. Just like that, I have my first 8 mums transplanted. It's a bit of a process, that's for sure. But Dirk still isn't back yet. I'm gonna go ahead and start moving these pots over here, and I'm just gonna try to get them spaced where I think that he's gonna want them. And if we end up having to move them, it won't be more than an inch or two in one direction or another. Last year I was able to kind of work the pots down into the wood chips because we had just moved the wood chips over before I started transplanting the mums and getting them moved. But this year it's a little bit harder to do that now that they've been sitting for a year through summer and winter. Those don't look too badly spaced. Not too bad. And I'm not gonna bore y'all with oh shoot. Well, I'm glad I started to say that because I just realized that I did not put the tags in those. And that is our Luno Pink. And that one's this one right here. And you'll see that one's a Belgian mom. That's gonna be a really pretty color. But let's go ahead and get these stuck in over there. It's good to have the actual plant tag this year. The first year I had gotten a bunch of these, but just the blank white ones. And I was happy with myself. I had them all labeled, looked awesome. And then I just didn't stop to think that, you know, it's 3 months in the bright summer sun. And so they started to fade or blow out. And that was a nightmare because that year I didn't have all the colors lined up. I thought that, oh, let's be cute about it. Let's have a really bright, colorful, mixed mum pad going on, which it looked awesome when they started blooming and there were different colors everywhere. But then if someone wanted a mum before they started to bloom, I was lost. I said, all right, it's just, you know, kind of surprise. You're going to get what you get, but we're going to do it right this year. And hopefully they don't blow out or have any other issues. I'm going to get to this and then I'm going to get to getting some more pots filled. I think what I'm going to do is just continue to use these red buckets and add the potting soil as I work it down a little bit. That way I am kind of using last year's in with this potting soil. Oh, and there's Papa Bear. Let's go see what kind of awesome goodies he brought home for us today. Oh my goodness. My.
What's up, Long Bear?
What kind of goodies you got?
Some of this, a little bit of that, and a couple of whatchamacallits.
All right. Well, that's a cool old glider. All right.
That there, you might think that's a busted wash tub or a drinking trough for a horse because the bottom blowed out of it.
Yeah, I can see it's cracked on the side too.
But to me, that's a raised bed.
Absolutely. What is this cute little contraption?
In the world. Needs a little love. And by love, I mean it just needs tightened up. I mean it's super light.
Did they use it for their rabbits or chickens?
Chickens.
All right.
Yeah, at one time he had over 1,000 birds.
Oh goodness.
Of exotics and everything, but yeah, I was worried about this on the way home. The door kind of, the screws come out and the door blowed open on me. So, but that ain't nothing to fix. I can fix that up.
Is that a shade cloth?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them. Or I don't know if you call it a shade cloth or not, but it was a pool cover.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna call it a shade cloth.
And
I'll show my friends on YouTube. I don't know, YouTubers. This little
oh.
Yeah.
Oh my. What on earth? Is that a homemade seesaw?
Teeter-totter.
Or, yeah, what did I say? Seesaw? Teeter-totter? Is a seesaw and a teeter-totter the same thing?
Not real sure, but maybe.
It's been a long time since I've been young enough to play on one of those.
We'll get on though.
Fun little fact about Mama Bear, when she was in preschool, I don't remember much about, young childhood, but I went to Lad and Lassie's daycare preschool in Alabama, and there was a teeter-totter, seesaw, whatever you want to call this contraption, and I just remember landing on my head. It was a bad experience. So
but, yeah, the grandparents that give us all this stuff, their grandson, I think at one time he was training dogs.
I was about to say that'd be awesome for the chickens. Can you just see the chickens running up and down it? Good deal.
You couldn't put Rudy on this end and Big Bernice on that.
No.
It wouldn't work real well.
Little Rudy. All right.
So, but to me, when I seen it, I was thinking that's a good 2x10 I can use.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Good deal. So is this the last of it over there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good deal.
I got everything that. And look at this big old dog crap. This thing's huge.
Yeah. Yep.
That would be quite a bit of money to buy.
Oh yeah. When I worked at PetSmart, what, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, that would have been every bit of probably $200, depending on what the brand is. But
yeah, I was happy with our haul.
Yeah.
And I got 3 good plastic chairs, sitting chairs. If you guys ain't figured it out yet, we have our sitting areas, and we don't move our chairs. We just have chairs randomly sitting in different areas because we like to sit there.
Well, Papa Bear, I think I better probably get back down to my mom's.
Yeah, how's that coming?
I've got 8 potted, and then I forgot that I had the plant labels to put in them, so I'm kind of just best guessing the spacing since it's not hooked up to the pipe, and we can shift them around. Last year, I was telling them last year how I had it settled into the wood chips because we had just gotten to move there. Not so easy to do this year after they've been sitting for a year.
I was kind of wondering how that would
But
work.
I don't think that's going to be a game changer at all. And I decided to have my working area outside. Once I started setting up in the greenhouse, I realized that even though it's cooler out today, it's still pretty toasty in there. First 25 mums, the Arluno pinks, have been transferred and put into their pots. Y'all don't make fun of me. I can't create a straight line to save my life. But guess what? The mums don't care. I said it's a bit of a process. It's tedious, it's repetitive. But 25 down, only 300 more to go. To run up to the house to switch out my GoPro battery, and look who was waiting for me outside. Miss Vanna White. Hi, sweetheart. She lets us get so close and then she takes off running. I'm kind of hoping one of these days she'll just come up to us and let us pet her. Regardless of if she does that or not, she's gonna be an outside free roaming rabbit from here on out, even if she does start letting us pet her and get a little bit closer. She's been rocking it for, what, 2 weeks now out here, and I believe she's starting to attract the attention of some gentleman callers. I walked out on the porch yesterday, and a big wild rabbit took off running off the porch in one direction, and then I headed in the other direction past the grocery store, and a little wild rabbit that I've seen around several times darted from the grocery store to the drunk tree. So I think they're starting to notice her around. We're gonna end up messing around and having a whole bunch of half tame, half wild rabbits running around here. But we're back to it. First 25 done. We're about to start on some Arluno purple, and those are Belgian mums. Let's get to it.
Hey guys, Mama Bear is busy potting up them mums. I'll give you a little she's a busy little Mama Bear, killing it there. So Papa Bear decided, hey, she's busy doing that, I need to get my fertilizer injector ready to go for this year. This one started leaking on me real bad at the end of last year, and I was lucky enough to get a super good deal on two of these last year from Marketplace. So I got another one. This one started leaking real bad, so I'm gonna ship it off and have it rebuilt and sent back to me, and use my other one this year. So I'm gonna get you guys set up and take this one off the stand I used for this, and we're gonna redo it just a little bit. But yeah, hang on guys, because that ain't real exciting, but I'll set you up and let you see what I'm doing. But yeah, these injectors here, Super DOS, I think it's a 20, real good injector, and we'll put liquid fertilize in it, mix it, and then inject it right into the water lines when we're watering every day. Well guys, I got this one up here. I'm mounting it up a little different this year to get it higher off the ground. That way it can pick up the fertilizer easier. Because last year it was so low to the ground, it went pretty well. It went about 90'd over down into a 5-gallon bucket. I mean, it worked, but not as good as what this is going to work. But yeah, I'll tighten this. I'll show you guys that. Ain't nothing fancy. It's just a U-clamp around that bar there. But I'll tighten it up and square it up. That way it don't move around and stuff. But I think that's going to work a lot better than last year's setup. But I'll get you guys set up so you can see it. guys, there you go. It's mounted up, and of course, you know, I gotta change this fitting out and change this hose barb out to put my garden hose in there. But I really like this. But yeah, I'll get that set up, and I'll show you guys the finished product when I get it done. Hey guys, I'm here walking the water lines. I went ahead and I'm not fertilizing, I'm just running water through. I found a few lines that came off, you know, moving them around through the winter and stuff. That knocked some of the rubber lines off. Closing, like you see them two right there, we don't have pots for, so we need to close the top of them so they don't leak, so they don't water. But yeah, I'm walking down through them and looking for big leaks. Like here's one I can show you right there. Yeah, you guys can see that. So I found a couple of places like that, and we're doing that. And Mama Bear's still working on potting mums. She's a saint. I couldn't do what I do if it wasn't for her, because I couldn't dream of these crazy ideas, and she lets me go run wild with them, and that means a lot, really. So we're gonna leave it there. We're just gonna end this video. Well, I'm sure we'll do a lot more of these videos of the mums as, you know, they grow and we start fertilizing hard, and hopefully this year we can grow some big mums. But yeah, we're gonna leave it right there, and if you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button, and leave us a comment. We really enjoyed reading all the comments. We've made some friends that we call friends that we've never met on YouTube, so that's kind of cool. But we're gonna leave this video here, and as always, my friends, keep on keeping on.